people need to understand that it's been a relatively new phenomenon in mass that so many companies have basically coordinated that they are going to take the side of on a divisive issue publicly and use the company to do it, not individuals within it. It's one thing for an individual within a company to have their own individual positions or whatever. But what we see now is that they're taking sides on very divisive topics and alienating people, which is a relatively new phenomenon. Like I said, it's not to say that it hadn't been done in the past. It's to say that what we have is like now it's how you can actually expect the company to do it. Like we talked about with, I believe it was EA. And they're hiring people, hilariously enough, that are so worked up with their activism that they're asking the company. This is stuff that will get you fired back in the Gap, where they are either demanding and or asking, either will get you fired back in the day, that corporate entities publicly use that platform as the company to take a side on a divisive issue. That's a relatively new phenomenon. But Halo is gay. And I ain't talking about like the show that people have almost unanimously said is a pretty big bastardization. I'm not saying that. I'm not using gay in that term. I'd never do that. It's not progressive. I'm meaning literally gay, as in homosexual. As John De La Rose documents on Bounding in the Comics. Halo brand publishes a barrage of tweets fully embracing identity politics. Community manager lectures people about guns and abortion. Now, we've seen this in games now. 343, Halo has posted themselves. It was pride. You knew it was happening. Like I said, when all of this went down, it's like, man, it is 12 p. It ain't even 12 p.m. noon, bro, and everything's gay. I mean, you see like the memes with the guy like and all these rainbows at him, and he's like, God damn, that's kind of how I felt. Like, holy shit, these guys ain't wait till noon the noon June the 1st, bro. They couldn't wait until then. It was gay, man. And of course, everybody started to put out their statements. Every company's pulling out their statements and all that. I'm like, wow. All right, whatever. Interesting enough. But of course, you have Halo saying that, it's a Spartan's job to fight for all humanity, composed of people all walks of life, and we're proud to stand by our LGBTQIA plus colleagues and all this other shit. It's like, all right, whatever. Know what the fuck that has to do with video games. But all right, Halo, it said, and this is again where it goes from, all right, a basic statement to, okay, now we're going into territory like, why are you doing all this? Halo, then post. Show your pride with a brand new Halo gear collection in the shop. So you can go get some Halo gear that's pretty fucking gay if that's your thing. Of course, they have two people. I don't know if they're gay, but rainbows all over the UNSC shit. So there's that. Also, excuse me, hold up. I got to sneeze. Anyway. Also, all of the items appear to have Halo-related themes and rainbow colors. Of course, including a difficult-to-look-at design of Master Chief helmet. If you want the Master Chief helmet sticker with the reflection, the glass, or whatever you want to call it, is gay, you can get that as well. Xbox Pride 2021 Halo Master Chief die cut sticker, if that's your thing. They ain't done though. We're just getting started. It's the second now. Halo celebrate and show off pride in Halo Infinite with Unity nameplate. You even get a gay nameplate if that's your thing. Yeah. Also, you can show your support. Halo signaling to everybody, except probably not white people. Says, show your support for both mental health awareness and Pacific Islander heritage. You can get all that stuff too. And here's what the community manager for 343 Halo Studio, remember Bungie's gay too. Bungie's pretty gay now as well. But it's not Bungie anymore. It is 343. And he says, I try to keep it light on the timeline, but it's hard to see there's room for improvement when we force women to have kids who grow up in an environment where guns are more accessible than healthcare. We're a great country, but we can and should do better. What's his name? John Junisek. You're fucking retarded. Not only is that an objectively false statement, but the fact that you say stuff like that so loosely really shows that they're sending their best over there at 343. But this is the thing. Activists nowadays can't separate their brand like it's not that you're not producing gay products. Halo isn't gay. Well, it is now, but you get what it is that I'm saying. Like, Halo was not built upon signaling the gay people. Gay people may have played Halo. Straight people may have played Halo. But the sexuality in general had nothing to do with anything. Okay? So, with that being said, why on earth are companies feeling so like they feel like nowadays they have to signal as much as they can and take positions? And often positions are very divisive. Like, it's not like, these are just basic universal truths or anything it is that they are presenting. It's more like, hey guys, here's this divisive topic, right? That even some gay people are like, Pride Month, that shit's fucking whack. But, we're going to put it in your face. You can't get away from it, even though you're playing a fucking game that has nothing to do with this. The reason is because, activists that work for these companies have now been emboldened, okay? Once you gave them an inch, they took the mile. So now they're using the brands that often these guys never started to then do various forms of activism. And yeah, it's going to seem lopsided because it is lopsided, right? It absolutely is lopsided. And imagine bitching about guns and working on Halo. Fucking crackhead motherfuckers, man. Anyway, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. That's not a black pill. That's a white one. Meaning that the companies themselves are done. Every brand that you love has been infiltrated. It's fine. They got it. We need to create new shit. And we need to, it's a simple thing. Those of us that have the startup costs in any entertainment space that we are entering, we're going to make a lot of money and be successful. And it's a simple thing to do. It's not to say that you have to remove all of your individual political and social views. Because no, you're an individual. You're obligated, or rather not obligated. It's more like you have the right to express that, or rather hold those views. But the person that's going to make the money is the person that's going to be a competitive person and simply says, hey, this brand right here that I am trying to sell, this good I am trying to sell, this service that I am trying to sell you has absolutely nothing to do with any of this political bullshit, political or social bullshit. It has nothing to do with it, right? It's completely separate. So what we're not going to do is use that brand in order to take various divisive positions because the brand itself was not built upon that. It's an easy thing. And those of us that have that startup cost and enter into the market and are competitive, we're good, we're actually competitive and good, are going to be the richest among us. It's a simple thing. It's not when people ask me this question all the time, well, how do we end this? It's getting worse, it's getting bad. You go compete and you don't make, it's simple. Don't make the mistakes that they make. Be part of the solution, but don't make the same mistakes that these companies make. You make a fucking video game. You have talented people that make fucking video games. And maybe they come from all different walks of life, but just make video games. Don't get a following based on making decent video games and then say, hey, we're going to use the video game to then take political positions and social statements, make social statements. That's stupid. It's an easy thing to do. And we'll show them how it's done soon enough.
You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Cannon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.